sort of a crisis that you manage yourself at home that you don't need to come in for?
I have, it depends, because each day is different. So to give you an estimate, I probably in a month will have maybe 2 or 3 crises at home. So then you tally that up for a year. Yeah. So.
Over the like winter versus summer.
And then it all depends, because if it's too hot, that's gonna put me into a crisis. In the summer, it was too cold. So, and it varies. Every year it varies. Like this year, so far, I've been pretty good, right? I haven't been in to be admitted for this past 3-4 months so far. Knock on wood, somebody. But last year was a really difficult year because it was a very, very crazy winter I would go into clinic, the outpatient clinic that they have in Dana-Farber, the Yaki Center, and I will do a lot of preventative over there. Elise and I will meet up there, and I will go get treated and then go home, so I don't have to go into the ER. The thing is, we don't like going into the ER. It's just the time factor, the delay sometimes is what we run from. So we will try whatever it takes to do another way. So outpatient upstairs is what we will do, or if that's the next step before I would go to the ER.
So that's a newer thing, or not that new now,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so instead of going to the ER, you could go someplace you get IV fluids, IV narcotics, examined by a doctor, imaging, a chest X-ray if you need it, and then if things are not turning around, you could either go to the ER or even direct admit to the hospital. So avoids sitting in the ER for the day, and often that prevents an entire admission. So in terms of healthcare administration, that better for you and decreases the number of admissions to the hospital, which is great.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you traveled across the country and across the world. I guess I'm wondering what you've seen or what you've experienced in other places, and if you could explain some of the not so great situations maybe, so we can understand the contrast between what is so good about your experience here versus elsewhere.
Okay, so when I travel overseas, the thing I cannot take is my meds. They don't have the meds I have here. That's a really, really problem.
What countries you?
Like some countries, like overseas, like if you're going to Morocco or if you're going to in Egypt or wherever over there, they don't know anything about, say, Suboxone, Dilaudid, things of that nature. So it can be hard. If I have a written doctor's letter on letterhead, they may sometimes, like Elise has done this for me, of writing a letter for me to travel with. And it can be helpful and sometimes not helpful. If I'm going down even to the Caribbean, because whoever is the person that is at immigration or whatever, you're in the hands of that. It's either I'm going to bribe you so I can take my stuff, or, we're going to do something so I can have it, The other things that I can say, for instance, staying in a hospital overseas, the conditions are different. I would have to pay for someone to come in with me as a nurse, right? If I'm just left there, I am not going to get the care that I need, right? Because it's not taken as important. Coming through for an emergency, and they don't see signs, then you are put in a waiting hall and sat there. You have to have connections to get in. It's a whole different thought process. It's not about do you have insurance and ain't nothing like that. It's about do you have money to come in? What can you give me so I can like take you up a notch? You know, that's basically a lot of the situation. You have to know how to maneuver to get what you want. So it's a lot of political foolishness, I call it. I'm a patient in a crisis. So a lot of times it'll be like a local doctor in the area who probably will have not dilaudid, but they'll have what's that other one? It's a lower. It's through injection, but no, it's I can't remember it, but it's
Dilaudid is often what patients get.
right. But they don't have that. Some
Oh,
places
oh, you
don't
mean
have
it?
that. Yeah,
Right,
over
yeah.
there. I don't know what it's called right now, but it's a lower thing. So they'll have someone in the area that you can call upon that will come, like a house doctor, and administer what you need, a shot or something like that or whatever. But the thing is, what I want to pinpoint is that the understanding what sickle cell is really, really low. They don't understand that, or it's not taken as serious, or even though there may be people with sickle cell in some of those countries that they don't know what to do. So it's a lot of having to tell a person what I need and bringing information with me to show them. So sometimes I'll get from Elise, give me a copy of my I forgot it's called, but it's basically what you give me during the time I'm admitted. You know, that sheet.
Sort of emergency plan.
Yeah, and so that they'll have something. She used to have these cards that she made before. That was great to travel, but now, you know, I take a sheet of paper and copy it and do that. Other doctors have done that for me too, that I've lived in other places that will do that as well for me. So that's